Good morning friends. Welcome back to Parnika's tutorials. In this video, I want to discuss if-else syntax, working process, flowchart and also an example. So I request everyone to watch the complete video for better understanding. First let me write the syntax for if-else and then I will discuss the working process. The if-else will consist of if a condition or an expression, you will have certain statements, statement 1, statement 2, then you will have the else block which consists of statement 3, some statements, statement 4, then you will have the some statement 5. Now as I said earlier, a condition can be true or false. Okay, if the condition is true, then the statements which are there in the if block will be executed. If the condition is false, the statements which are there in the else block will be executed. Now look at it. If the condition is true, let's take that the condition is true, then the statements which are there in the if block such as statement 1, statement 2 will be executed, and also this statement is a default statement. Whether the condition is true or false, this statement will always be executed. So statement 1, statement 2 and statement 5 is executed because this is if block, this is else block, this statement is outside this if else, so this one will always be executed. If the condition is false, let's take that the condition is false, then the statement 3, statement 4 and statement 5 will be executed. So this is the simple working process of if else. You will have if is a keyword and you will have a condition or an expression. So if the condition is true, the statements which are there in the if block will be executed. If the condition is false, the statements which are there in the else block will be executed. Just let me give a simple example. You are watching this video. If you like the video, you will press the like button. If you did not like the video, you will press the dislike button. So if the condition is true, something will be executed. If the condition is false, something will be executed. So let me draw the flowchart for the if else. Then we will discuss a simple example. Now whenever you have a condition, then you will use this diamond symbol. Okay, so you will have a condition. Now this condition can be true or false. If it is true, something will happen. If it is false, something will happen. Okay, let's take that it is true. Okay, the condition is true. Then statements, okay, statements in if block will be executed. Am I right? Some statements which are there in the if block will be executed. If the condition is false, let's take that the condition is false, else block will be executed. Is it clear? Now after executing this one or after executing this one, some statements need to be executed or it need to stop. So let's take that something will be executed. Okay, in our case the statement 5 is there. Let's take that statement 5. So if the condition is true, these statements will be executed. If the condition is false, these statements will be executed. After executing this one or this one, then it will come to the statement 5 and execute it, and it will go for further statements. So this is about the flowchart of if else. Now let me discuss a simple example for if else so that you will understand the concept in a better way, and even you will understand where you should use these if else statements. Let me write a C program to check a given number is even or odd. Okay, let's take that I am taking a input from the user. Let's take that 5. I want to check whether this given number or the 5 is even or odd. When we can say that given number is even, if it is successfully divisible by 2, then I will say that the given number is even, else I will say odd. Now when we will say that the given number is successfully divisible by 2, if the remainder is 0, then I can say that it is successfully divisible by 2. So whenever we want to check the remainder, we will use the modulus symbol. If it is equal to 0, then I will say that it is an even. If it is equal to 1, then I will say that it is an odd number. Are you able to understand? Now tell me, 5 modulus 2 is what? Is 1. So I can say that the given number 5 is an odd number. So if you know this logic and if you know the syntax of if else, easily you can write the program. Now let me write the program. I will have hash include stdio.h, which is a standard input output header file. I will use a void main. Okay. Now I will take a number. Let's take that I'm taking int n. Okay. Printf, enter the n value, \n. This is a \/ character. After printing the statement, it will go to the next line. Now I want to read the n value from the user. So I need to use the function called scanf. And as it is an integer, I am using the format specifier %d. And I want to store the n value in the address of n. Okay, so that's why I am writing &n. Now I will check if condition n modulus 2 is equal to 0. This is the equality. Okay, and this is the modulus and this is the n is the variable. So this is the condition. If this condition is true, then this expression will return the value 1. Is it clear? Okay, if the condition is false, it will return the value 0. Even I can avoid this curly braces. Already I said in the simple if you have only a single statement, then the curly braces is optional. So I will simply write printf even number \n. Okay, else if this condition is false, then I am telling what should I do. It should print as odd number, printf odd number. Okay, then I am writing printf subscribe to the channel. Okay, and then I am writing a statement called get ch and I am closing it. Okay, this is a simple C program to check whether the given number is even number or odd number. Let me tell you with an example. Let's take that I have taken the n value as 10. Okay, so that n value will be there in the variable n, means 10 will be there in the variable n. Now n modulus 2, which is 10 modulus 2. If you do the 10 modulus 2, what is the remainder you will get? You will get the remainder as 0. So 0 is equal to 0. So the condition is true. So if the condition is true, it will print even number. If the condition is false, let's say that you have taken the value 11. 11 modulus 2 is equal to 1, which is not equal to 0. The condition will be false. In that case, it will print the odd number. Now let's take the 10 I have taken. 10 modulus 2 is equal to 0. So it will print the even, and also it will print subscribe to the channel, because this statement is out of the else block. So this statement will always be executed, whether it will print even or odd. This statement will always be printed. So if you take in the n value is 10, then it will print the two outputs. One is even number and subscribe to the channel. So I hope you have understood the working process of if else, the syntax, flowchart, and also with an example. If you have any doubts regarding this concept, feel free to ask me in the comment section. I will always there to clear your doubts as early as possible. Thank you for watching the complete video. Have a nice day.